Okay. So now we'll move on to the code. I have a few little things over here for us to do. So I will open up online GDB. Just okay. So I've opened up online GDB, and I left IO minup because we will be needing it. However, you gotta remember when you are using set width and set precision to put that in there. Right, so the first thing I want us to do is create a variable called x. Real simple. We did this in the last video, so we just gotta do int x semicolon. Right? And now it wants us to have the user input a value for x. So input, right? So cin. So I'm going to do cin. Remember, point them towards the variable cnx. And then it wants us to output the value of x is and use the variable. So we can do cout other way, right? Quotes the value of x is space, and then we have to use the variable x, and so we still want it on the same line, so let's just use the quotes again, output x, and then end it off with an inline. And like all I said, all that does is start it on a new line. It's the equivalent of hitting into when it's outputting. Okay, so now we need to create a double called y. So double y. Double y, and we need to set it equal to 4.7487 semicolon. Alright, and so now we need to output y to 3 sig figs. So cout set precision 3, and then y. And so remember, stuff like this is perfectly legal. You can't put it all in one line. Right, and so now if we were to do out y to 3 decimal places, we could do cout set precision 3. And so if y'all remember, the add-on for set precision for decimal places is fixed, right? And then y, and then inline. It says use set width to output x and y using the value of x and or y is blank, giving each a space of 25 characters. So do cout set width 25, and now we will do the value of x is x, right, the variable. Right, and then inline, and now we can do the same thing for y. Right, and so I'll put an inline here, but I'm actually going to go delete this inline here so y'all can see how it kind of works. And then the next thing it wants us to do is use right to output x to the right. So output, so cout those little carrots, less than signs, and then right, and then x. That one's semicolon, not a period. That one's probably the most simple. So let's run this and see how it goes. Okay, so I typed set width, like the whole thing. It's just set W, so that's my bad. It's okay if it runs on the first time, then you did an excellent job. If it doesn't, it's okay. Alright, so we got to give it an x value, right? So let's just give it 7. Alright, great. So the value of x is 7. That beats it. And then new line, right here. Double y is equal to that. So then we did y set precision 3. So it gave us the first 3 sig figs. And then it gave us set position 3 fixed, so then it gave us that extra figure at the bottom, and you can see where 5 was rounded to 4.9. And then it's set with 25, the value of x is 7, and then the value of y is 4.749. And so you can see here it has a bunch of spaces, and that's because set with automatically outputs it to the right. So we can see it didn't output to the right, but it's because there's only one space. So let's like redo this. We don't need this line then, and I'll show you. So to output something to the left, if you want to do it like this, and we'll give it 7 again. So you can see here that the value of x is pointed to the left, and then you can see that 7 actually pointed to the right before it continued its thing. So, and you can see that the value of y also went down. So it does like keep memory of what you did, which is also why it's putting out y as a set position 3 fixed. If you were to also do a left here, and so let's say we want to just make this a little more clear, we could do right, and then right. Alright, so now you see that this is pointing off to the left, and then 7's all the way over here because it's not actually with this set with 25, so it's just pointing like after all this is done. And then it points off the value of y is, and it puts it to the right this time, so all this is going to be your set with 25. Yeah, and so you can see because there is no inline here, it did print on the same line. An example of some of the, so this is it with the code. I do want to show y'all some of these though. So let's get rid of this. Okay, so let's say instead of set with, you just wanted to do like a tab. You just wanted to like tab before you did it. So then you could do /t and then another one. And so now it should just put, oh wait, you actually, yeah. Okay, so when you're using these, you have to put these in quotes. So remember that. And you can see once they're in quotes, they actually become like a blue color, or they become a different color depending on what IDE you're using. And so now you can see they printed like a tab before each one. Let's say we want to do a new line after this, we could do like, instead of inline, if you just wanted to do like a new line like that, it would print it on a new line. And then let's say we wanted to like say like this was a fake value or something. We wanted to put this in quotes. So we could just do like this. And so this isn't going to be necessary, especially if you're doing something like that, because if you just put quotes right here, it's going to end the in the quote early. See? So now if we run it, so this is the value of x is 7. Okay, but that's all I wanted to show you for this video. Hope you all enjoy and hope you all learn something.